Hello friends, in this tutorial we will talk about Euclid's algorithm, and before that let's understand this particular lemma. Using this lemma ultimately we are going to derive Euclid's algorithm. So as you know, Euclid's algorithm is for greatest common divisors, and this particular lemma is for common divisors. So let's read this particular lemma first. D divides m as well as n if and only if D divides m minus n and n. So that means D is nothing but common divisor for and n, and the same D will remain common divisor for m minus n and n according to this particular lemma. So let's prove this particular lemma first. So let's consider the forward direction. D divides m and n, then we need to show that D also divides m minus n and n. So since D divides m can be represented as multiple of D. So m is equal to k1 into D. Similarly, m divides n also. So therefore we can write n as multiple of D. So n is equal to k2 times D. And now we need to show that D divides m minus n. So m minus n is nothing but k1 minus k2 times D. So ultimately m minus n is multiple of D. And n is anyway multiple of D. So we can say that D divides m minus n as well as n. So the forward part is done. Now consider the reverse part. So now we'll assume that D divides m minus n, and now we'll show that D also divides m and n. So since D divides m minus n can be represented as multiple of D. Similarly, n can be represented as multiple of D. And now if we add this two, then ultimately we will get m, and m is equal to nothing but L1 plus L2 times D. So which is nothing but m is multiple of D. So ultimately we have shown that this particular lemma is true. So now let's consider one example in order to understand how this particular lemma is useful with respect to greatest common divisor. So let's say the given pair of integers is nothing but 75 and 30, and now I have listed down all the common divisors, and I have not considered the trivial divisor 1. Okay, so now the common divisors are 3, 5 and 15. Since 3 divides 30 as well as 75, 5 also divides 30 and 75, 15 divides 30 as well as 75. So this capital D is nothing but a list of common divisors. Now if we apply this particular lemma, then we will get two different numbers from these two numbers, and those two numbers will be 45 and 30. So 45 is nothing but basically 75 minus 30, and 30 will remain as it is. And now if you consider common divisors for this particular pair, then it will remain as it is. If you observe, then this same set is also applicable for these two numbers. And now we can iterate one more time and we'll get these two numbers, and again the common divisors will remain as it is. Now the next question is, what is the use of this particular information? So the idea is the result is true for divisors. The same result is also true for greatest common divisors, and hence we can say that GCD of m comma n is nothing but GCD of m minus n comma n. So if you can observe here, then the greatest common divisor 15 will remain as it is. So now we have derived this particular nice recurrence with respect to GCD, but what is the termination criteria? So let's go one more iteration forward with respect to this example. So in the next iteration, what we'll do, we will subtract 15 from 30. So ultimately we will get two numbers 15 comma 15, and after one more iteration we will get two numbers 15 and 0. And we know that GCD of 15 comma 0 is 15. Why? Because 15 divides itself, and any integer will anyway divide 0. So ultimately we will stop here. So the stopping criteria is whenever we get one of the integer as 0, at that time the second value will be the answer, or GCD in this particular case. Okay, so let me take two more examples for better understanding. So I have taken these two numbers 45 and 15, and I want to find out GCD of these two numbers, and I will use this particular recurrence which we have derived from this lemma. So after first iteration we will get these two numbers 13 and 15. After second we will get these two numbers 15 and 15, and ultimately we will get this 15 comma 0, and we know GCD of 15 comma 0 is nothing but 15. Now let me consider these two numbers 17 comma 13, and after 8 iterations we will get 1 as the final answer. So if you observe carefully, then I have considered the larger number as m in each iteration. For example, here GCD of 5 comma 4. So if we apply this particular recurrence, then ultimately we will get GCD of 5 minus 4 comma 4, so which is nothing but GCD of 1 comma 4. But now I will written GCD of 4 comma 1, not 1 comma 4, because ultimately I want to repeatedly apply this particular recurrence. So we are getting correct answers, that is fine, but the next question is, can we do better than this? So in order to answer this particular question, we need to first understand this recurrence more deeply. So let's try to understand it. So what we are doing in the first parameter is nothing but we are repeatedly subtracting n from m, and we are assuming that m is greater than n, so we can do this. Okay, so now there are two possibilities. The first possibility is m is multiple of n. So if m is multiple of n, then ultimately after this repeated subtraction, at some point of time m will become n, and then that particular n will be our answer. So if you consider this particular first case, then 45 is multiple of 15, and after repeated subtractions, at one point of time both the values will become 15, and that 15, which is nothing but n, is our answer. So that is about the first case. Now the second case is m is not multiple of n. So if m is not multiple of n, then ultimately after this repeated subtraction we will get remainder of this division, m divided by n, as the first parameter. So this is the idea about this recurrence. And so now we will be able to answer the question. The improvement is certainly possible, and before that one should ask why this improvement is required. So the improvement is necessary because consider the case where m is very large and n is very very small. Let's say m is 2 million and n is, let's say, 13. So you need to subtract 13 from 2 million, and that this you need to do until you get to this particular type of state. So that means too many operations are required. So ultimately what we can say that this is also true. GCD of m comma n is nothing but a GCD of m modulo n comma n, and if we apply this definition, then ultimately we can get the correct results very quickly. For example, here you can see for the same values, use instead of 8 we just require 3 iterations to get the final correct answer. So this iteration is nothing but it's Euclid's